Hello everyone, this is Christy with BreederZoo, and today we're going to go over Dogs Health Medical section. So from the home page, you're obviously going to go to Dogs. And now we just went over the dog details section in the previous video, so today we'll go over Health Medical. The Health Medical section is just that. The first part here is the actual medical record, and that really can be vet visits, recording vaccines, when vaccines are due, rabies tag certificates, any of those kinds of things you can put in there. Don't put any heat or stud information in here. You have a heat record for that, even though that's kind of something that is medical in a sense. This is not really the place for that. So this is mainly for preventatives, wormers, flea treatments, all that kind of stuff. So we'll go ahead and add one. So to put an entry in the medical record section, it always is left blank. You don't have to push a plus sign for it to display. If you want to display one you've already entered, you can just click on this and it'll display over here and you can add more notes. But as soon as you get out of that again and you save it, it'll clear itself out again. Now we will go ahead and make an entry. As you can see, it's already blank. You do not have to push a plus sign. So go ahead and add a date. I'm just going to put today's date, and I'm going to choose which type of service, if this is a vaccine, vet care, wormer, heart treatment or flea treatment. Today I'm going to make this, this is going to be vet care. I'm going to say ear infection, if I want to document it. And there's not going to be anything due unless let's say we're doing a recheck. So maybe a recheck in 2 weeks. So I can save, and then I can put ears are painful times 3 days. So I can put some kind of notes in there for myself if I like. Go ahead and save that. It'll go right over there to the right hand side, and now you have the entry. Let's say you want to edit that entry. You can click on it and it'll display over here again. You can go through each entry and change things as you need it. Now look on this one right here. I put a DHPP, and this is maybe for a puppy, and I want it to remind me basically that it's going to need another one in a year. So when that date comes, which it obviously has, this was a while ago, it will show up on the home page, and I will show you that. This is where all the reminders live, and we will go over that in more detail in another section. But for dogs, to see those reminders, you click on it right here, and it will display the vaccines that are due. So back to dogs and health medical. And if you'd like to print up a copy and put it in your dog's binder, or a hard copy for some reason, you can just do that right here. And there we go. And it just shows the few items that are there. Okay. Now on to health testing. This is where you store all of your health tests for breeding purposes. You can store obviously whatever you want, but that's what it was designed for. So you can put the results here on one side and actually store the documents over here on this side. I'm going to go ahead and start inserting the different health testing documents. I'm going to start with just the pedigree, which isn't a health testing document, but often it'll be something you may send to other breeders, and this is a really easy way to store it so you can send it. You can name it whatever you like. And there it is. And then you can view it. And there you go. And there's a copy of the pedigree. And we can quickly view that to make sure it went in okay, which is always a good idea. So anyway, you can see the whole document is in there. One thing to point out, it's really important that you are using Acrobat for PDFs. Some other types of PDF makers work okay, but that's why I always tell people to view it to make sure it's viewable, because if you're using more of a different off-market PDF maker, it may affect how it shows up in BreederZoo. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, and now that I've put that in there, that didn't have any testing results, but we'll go ahead and make one. So this was on 1/12/18, and I'm just going to put it as today's date, that's the date this was done. And I'm going to put hips here, And if you want to edit this and add more things, you just click on this little button right here so I can add. It's not like those are your only options. So you can edit your value list if you need to. Next, do. And for hips and for health testing results, this little box here is kind of handy. There is, for the pedigrees, you can choose one type of testing you want to be displayed. So if you're wanting to maybe see what the hips look like 4 or 5 generations back, and so you would go to each one of those dogs and include on pedigree. You can only choose one test to be included, but you can include it on the pedigree if you like. So let's say this dog had excellent hips. That's what we all want. And we save it right there. And there we go. So now we have stored the document and then we inserted the results. I'm going to go ahead and drag one more test in. This is some genetic testing. And there it displayed. Looks good. I'm going to check and view it just to make sure everything went in all right. And everything is fine. So I'm going to close that. And now I'm going to enter it over here. And being that there's nothing there that, that fits those, I'm going to go ahead and add to that. I'm going to put the plus sign. And I'm just going to put genetic testing. I mean, you can put if you're testing for color or whatever, but. And there it is. Click on that. I'm not going to need to redo it again, and I'm just going to put results as normal and save that over here. So that's kind of an example of how you can enter health testing and store it. Now the next great feature of this is you can send out this information to do it. You can just quickly select on the ones you want, email this, and it so nicely puts it in a little zip folder for you. And you just put who you're going to send it to, and you can even, add a nice little message there at the top. And the same goes if you want to print it or save it as a PDF. You can just click this button right here, and it will pull all the documents up. So that's it for health medical. Next time we'll start with pedigree and trial mating. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.